Hi guys, Miss Powell here, and this is day 2 of mean absolute deviation, and it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing now is that we are comparing the mean and the mean absolute deviation of two different sets of data. So, of course, we are comparing the MAD and the mean, and this is 8th grade math. So let's go ahead and get started. So, comparing mean and MAD, we have two different basketball teams who have total points. So, we have the Wildcats, and we have their total points for the last 7 games, and then we have the Bulldogs, and we have their total points for the last 7 games. So, as we can see, the Wildcats numbers are pretty much lower than the Bulldogs numbers, but now we're going to see how this um, turns out when we're comparing the mean and the MAD. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to go as slow as I did yesterday because we have the steps down at this point. We're not writing steps or any of that stuff. We're just doing the groundwork. So let's go ahead and start off with the Wildcats. So the Wildcats, over the last 7 games, they had 32 points, 39, 31, 35, 35, 40, and then 33 points. So with step 1, we're going to go ahead and add all of the points together, and we got 245. And then we're going to take that 245 and divide it by 7 because it was 7 games, and we have 35. So we know that our mean is 35. Step 2 is to subtract the mean and the data points from each other, making sure that the bigger number go first. So we went ahead and did that. 35 minus 2 is 3, 39 minus 35 is 4, 35 minus 31 is 4, 35 minus 35 is 0, 35 minus 35 is 0, 40 minus 35 is 5, and 35 minus 33 is 2. Once we do that, step 3 is to find the mean of the distances. So we did 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 2 equals 18. And 18 divided by 7 is 2.57. So in this instance, we have a mean of 35 and a MAD of 2.57. Go ahead and delete. I'm sorry, not delete. Go ahead and pause right here so you can get all the Wildcats information down, all the different steps, all of their numbers. So now we have the Bulldogs. And over the last 7 games, the Bulldogs had 70, 67, 68, 70, 64, 73, and 64 points. So for step 1, we're going to go ahead and add those up. And we got 476. We're going to take that 476 and divide it by 7, and we got 68. So the mean for the Bulldogs is 68 points. From here, for step 2, we're going to go ahead and find the distances. So to find the distances, remember you always take the larger number and subtract it from a smaller number. So we went ahead and found all of our distances. And then for step 3, we're going to find the mean of the distances. So we're going to add up all the distances and then divide it by 7. And we got 2.57, which is giving us a total or a mean of 68 and a mean absolute deviation of 2.57. So now we have the Bulldogs numbers. Go ahead and pause it right here so that you can get all of this information. Next, we're going to go ahead and compare. We have the Wildcats on one side. We have the Bulldogs on the other side. So with that, if we're looking at the numbers, we can clearly see that the mean goes to the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have a mean of 68 and the Wildcats have a mean of 35. So the Bulldogs is winning when it comes to the mean. Bulldogs has a greater mean. But then when we look at the MAD, we can see that their MADs are exactly the same, 2.57. So while the Bulldogs have a greater mean because they point totals was higher, both teams are pretty consistent when it comes to their points. So that's why their MAD is the same, because the MAD is determined on the distance of the data points to the mean. So since their numbers are pretty consistent, they have the same MAD. So the teams have the same MAD. And that's all you do. You compare who has the greater mean and then who has the greater MAD. And in this instance, the Bulldogs had a greater mean and they had the same MAD. But you just need to make sure that you have the information. So when you have a comparison question, you need to have a setup just like this, where you have both things that you're comparing. and then you put the mean to both things, and you put the mad to both things, and then you can clearly look at them and compare them. All right, guys, have a good day and good luck with everything. That's the last topic that we're going to learn. Tomorrow we'll be reviewing, and then Thursday you test, and then Friday is the last day. It'll be like test corrections, and then we off for Thanksgiving break, guys. Say what? I'm ready. All right, guys. Bye.